My name is Katie Hutchinson, and this tutorial will show you how to use Google Doc templates, Cornell Notes, and a website to create guided reading to differentiate your Cornell Notes for students who have learning disabilities or students who are English language learners. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to Google Cornell Notes Google Drive template, and it's going to give me a couple choices. I'm just going to choose the first one here, and it gives me classic Cornell notes with the summary, key points, everything. So if I click use this template, it's going to put a copy in my drive, and it's going to title it copy of Cornell Notes template. So now I can write on this template, or I can assign this template to my students, and I can do that through Google Classroom would be the best way to do that. But I can also just send the link or have the kids Google Cornell Notes template to use that. I could stick the shared link on my big campus or another learning management system as well. So let's say I teach biology and I've gone ahead and I've put my notes in here. This is my teacher notes. This is what I want. I'm going to do plant cells, and this is what I want. This is my exemplar for me. And let's say I have kids in my class that are good note takers and they don't need a lot of support. So I'm going to assign them a blank copy. But notice I've put the topic in there for them. So they could just have a template in their drive that they just make a copy of and rename each time. Or you could send out, especially with Google Classroom, it's so easy to just send out Cornell notes with the topics in there. But let's say I have some students who need maybe a little more support, or maybe you're just starting out with Cornell Notes. So what I can do is I can go ahead and put our topics in here, and instead of a blank summary box, I've asked them for what I need. I want them to retell 3 facts and explain why they're important, how they're connected. That's the thing. And I know the summary part of Cornell Notes can be frustrating when you're first starting out with students. They just want to retell, and they will get good at it. They just need practice, but to explain why it's important and how those facts are connected. Like, how are all these connected? Because we're going to take notes on what they are, but we want students to synthesize that information. But let's say I have students who maybe are English language learners or who need a lot more support. So I'm going to put some guided notes, and I'm going to assign them this one. And through Google Contacts, you can assign different Cornell Notes templates to different students. So if you go to Gmail and change on the top left-hand corner mail to contacts, and I could go down here to new group, and I can create a group. So I could do group 1, group 2, group 3, and assign Cornell Notes, plant cells 1, 2, and 3 to each of those student groups that way. Because when I make a group, I have some groups here, blue group, group 1. So when I go to share, oh, I don't want to share my teacher notes. When I go to share and I start typing in, it's going to bring up the groups that I've created from Google Contacts. So how do we get here? How do we get to these guided notes? There is an awesome website, interventioncentral.org, RTI2/guided notes. Here's the URL, and here's the guided note maker. So let's say this is Bio 101, and we're doing plant cells, and I have probably teacher material that have the notes for me, but I just went ahead and Googled what is a plant cell. So I'm going to copy the notes that I'm going to be using. I could also copy it from my teacher notes here. And I'm going to go to my guided notes and I'm going to paste it in there. And then what I do is I use this little lightning bolt down here with the plus sign to take words away. So I'm going to double click and I'll take away chloroplasts. This word, this seems like an important word. I do not teach biology. I do, however, enjoy breathing oxygen. Photosynthesis, I know, is a pretty big deal when we're talking about plant cells. And water molecules. So I'm going to take these out, and then I'm going to include a teacher answer list, and you can create a PDF or you can email it. You could even email this to students if you wanted to. So I'm going to create my guided notes, and from this PDF I can just select and drop it in my Cornell notes. And so that is a super easy way to introduce Cornell notes to students and provide support to students who may need more support than that. Cornell notes is a fantastic way for students to, I've included down here the summary. I went ahead and structured the summary for them. And then you can move back to maybe a summary like this, and then eventually have everyone on just a blank page. That is Cornell Notes, Google Doc templates. And if you actually go to docs.google.com/templates, because we are a GAF school, here are Greater Clark templates. And so these are templates that our teachers have submitted. And there's one that I did from Ms. Covert's class. Here's a couple that Jessica Gilbert-Moman have done. She's done a great job with those. And so you can also submit those. And here's public templates and templates you've used recently, and then templates that you have created. And so this is also where you can submit a template if you have something specific for your students that you want to do that. Thank you so much for listening.